Welcome to Glasshouse Moments, the July issue of Glasshouse's newsletter. This month we're exploring the Christian dating and sex issue. And for that I have my girl Kadisha with me. She's a word wizard. Hey Kay, what's up?
Hi, how you doing, Mary? Thank you for having me.
Yes, we're on camera and we're going to look at some stories from Glass Houses, issue 2, which is coming out soon, and tell them about the stories. Let's start with the first one, Kay.
So the first story is the marriage vow test. It's dubbed the marriage vow test. It speaks about the bachelor extraordinaire and just a regular humble young lady who was looking but wasn't hopelessly or breathlessly searching.
Yes.
He was also looking for someone, but he wanted a woman who would love him for him and not for what he had.
As he said, a woman would pass the marriage vow test. Yes. In sickness and in health, in what else? Whatever they say.
Till death do us
Till
part.
death do us part.
So
you know them and look a woman
they went on, right. So they went on many dates because he went from riches to rags.
Yeah.
Because what he was doing is he wanted to really test the woman he was dating. He put out an ad.
Yes, he put an ad in the newspaper to say what? Bachelor,
good listener, good looking,
yes,
that kind of thing.
And
there goes the young lady, Grace. She was very interested. She and she was in it for the right reason.
And she was a Christian too.
Exactly, because on the fourth date, I think, she paid for some of the bill, and he very well knows that he could have paid
for it. He said, "Boy, him not have enough money if she can chip in."
And she paid it
so graciously.
gladly.
I think that's what got him, the way she did it. You know, some of us that paid it, but bitch them to say,
wait, now,
"Boy, you're gonna invite me up."
She never got impatient because on the sixth date, she said to her neighbor, because the neighbor actually introduced them. She said to her neighbor, "Where is David?"
Yeah, because he stood me
was
up.
sick. You know what she did? Sent David a pot of soup. When David saw that, David just looked here and said, "Forget it, no more dates.
No more."
Roll up in a Rolls Royce and an engagement ring. And there she was, accepted it, but she was still humble.
But when I read that story, when I got that story, I was saying to myself, if a man really see me out there, KK, and say, "Boy, we love the girl, then I want to marry her, I want whatever, but boy, I want to know if she really would have take me if me not have nothing."
Yes.
And he put me through all of them, the rigmarole there, I don't think it would have gone through, because I think my vanity would have stepped in, and maybe, I think the date when he turned up smelly would have been
because
the
he was smelly. He was smelly, and that was no hindrance to her.
She wipes him down, take out her wipes, and wipe him down after.
And guess what he loved? That she had a survival kit.
Oh my God, women, you hear that?
Always have your
survival kit. Yes, so when I wouldn't have survived all the dates, because I think after the smelly date, where's the date I'm gonna ask me if you pay a part of the bill because you don't have enough money? I think I would have fallen out of the runnings on those 2 dates. Immediately. So me don't miss out all of that.
Hold on a minute. You want to court me and you like me, you don't want to pay. And that's what, as women, we need to understand. Nothing is wrong if we pay.
Yes, but you see, my mindset is set that I want a traditional man.
Yeah.
A man who is going to take me out on a date, and a man who is going to pay the bill. So when he come and tell me, say, he don't have enough money to clear the tab, say...
Yes, but come on you too.
Yeah, what you think? What kind of woman you take me for? This is not going to work. And I would not have taken another call.
Yeah.
But in those days, there were no phones, I'm understanding. So she would have to have agreed with him on the next date before they leave this date.
Exactly.
I mean, I would not be making another date. That would have been the end of it for me.
That's true.
Yes.
But you know what? I really admire how gracious and humble Grace was.
As her name, Grace was very gracious. Full of grace.
Because even when he didn't turn up for one of their dates, the last date before she got the big engagement ring, she was just calm, cool, and collected.
She never take it personal.
And now she's the one who is running all his charities.
Oh my God, when we hear how much money this man is like Bill Gates rich.
Yeah, man, rich.
My Lord, girl, you hit that jackpot, Grace.
But he didn't want somebody who would first love him for his riches.
Yes.
he wanted somebody who would first love him for him, and that's what the story said. The marriage vow test, in sickness and health, for better for worse, till death do us part.
Because as we know, material things are here today, gone tomorrow. And if our friends are just into us for what they can get from us, then you know that is a very shaky foundation for a friendship. Worse, a marriage.
Exactly. A relationship, it can't work.
Yes, why? This is just reasons for us to explore. Why are we in relationships? Why are we as women or men, especially Christians? What is our motive for marriage? Are we looking to get married because we think what we can get? Or are we looking to get married for the reasons to be that support system for the next person?
Exactly.
To become one with the next person?
Some persons, I think well, I've witnessed where a lot of Christians, they want to get married because they want to explore the big S word. The S word. Having said...
Yes. So you think sex is the motivator?
Sometimes, because it is always said a man should have a wife and and he can't go without, and it's harder for men than it is for women.
Yes.
So if you notice, young pastors, they try to find a wife or somebody that they can call their wives, because they want to be a man as
the Bible,
as tradition would have it, and as it is outlined.
So you have the wife to provide the sex and to provide to be the
children,
and to take care of the household. Yeah, but one of the things that I'm wondering, Kay, with us as single married men or women that are maybe thinking of marriage and being Christian, how do we date without crossing or blurring the sex lines as couples? It's something that I'm thinking about this month, where I myself have seen in the past where I have dated, but I've engaged in certain activities sexually, such as blowjobs or hand jobs or petting or deep kissing, which those activities cause arousal.
Yes.
And in my mind, if Jesus is saying that it's not the physical act of the penetration of the sex which is sinful, but just your mind going to that place of sexual arousal, isn't that crossing the sex line as a Christian?
Boy, Mary,
single Christian.
It is. It's a very tricky topic. It is something that, let me tell you something. As a young Christian, or as young Christians, I am married. And before I was married, I grew up in the church. I got baptized early. When you're growing up and you go to a church that Bible beats you, you want to explore the world.
Yes.
And then the good thing is that when you try to explore, and that's why God is only the one true living God. But He forgives, He forgets. You want to get better, you do better.
Yes.
Now, you feel like as a young person, whether in the church or not, boy, you have a little boyfriend, somebody finally like you, or somebody like you for that matter. He's trying to come on to me and touch me and do all kind of sexual things. Let me just do it. Not because
you want to do it.
Not because you totally want to do it. You're curious to but you couldn't wait still.
Yes, yes.
But because you feel like you have to just please. And I say that to say, whenever you're in the church and you start courting a young man in the church as well.
Yes.
Conversations are very important. Continuous conversations, because it gets hard. You're humans. Worse, if you see somebody that's good looking, attractive, conversation.
Your interest is going to repeat. Yes.
Pray it through. Talk it through. Talk again and again, because it's hard.
I think so too. Because when you think of dating, even if you weren't thinking about sex, the minute you get involved in an intimate relationship and say, boy, me check for that sister there, me check for that brother there, it's like your body gets into a natural rhythm of arousal.
Exactly.
And that gate is open. So how do you control that?
Navigate
that as a Christian man or woman? I was talking about the issue of masturbation at church with some of my sistrins, and they're saying that for the most part, Christians believe that masturbation is wrong. My take on it, after careful thought, I thought about it and think to myself, the body's natural need for sex or to be aroused is just natural to single people and married people, and that is why single people became married people. For most of them, they married because of the sex issue they didn't want to burn.
Exactly.
So why are we? So if you're gonna take masturbation off the table and you're gonna take fornication off the table, what is the outlet or the back to balance for single people? What outlet do?
Shake.
Okay, shake it off. Shake it off.
And that is hard, Mary.
Even that is hard, because when I dig into it, I'm realizing that your body's ability to get aroused is a sign of health, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
If a man get up one morning and him not have that direction, him know immediately something going wrong.
Yeah. If you're a female and you don't feel a sexual feeling,
it bothers your mind. If I'm not a sex person, I'm not into sex, I have a very low libido, right? But if I don't get aroused, especially after seeing certain images or hearing certain conversation, and my body don't feel away, me start to wonder what's wrong with me. And that worries me, because when your body don't have that ability anymore to feel that sensation or experience an arousal, even when two people come in front of you and have sex and you stand up like a board, come on now, something wrong with you. You understand?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that being aroused is a healthy thing. So if
it's how you control it.
It's how you control it. And we're not talking about addiction or obsession. We're talking about natural body function.
Yeah, and control, self-control. Because the Bible talks about self-control.
Absolutely. And self-control goes for both married people and single people.
Absolutely, because if you're a married couple, you can do the wrong things.
Because you know, enough marriages are ruined by lack of sexual self-control.
Yes.
The wife maybe want to have sex all the time, or the husband want to have sex all the time,
and the wife doesn't, or the husband doesn't, and they go out.
And they go out.
Just like a peep, just like a prick.
Yes.
And that is...
So self-control is not a single specific situation or issue. Whether you're married or single, self-control is necessary. So you cannot, in my view, you cannot take masturbation off the table. If you want to prevent fornication from me, some mornings I get up, and just like one man get up and feel aroused, I get up with that. It wakes me up as a woman. Arousal wakes me up.
And then the other thing too is, I'm going to be the devil's advocate here and say that a lot of persons would beat you with the Bible and say, no masturbation. Wrong.
So we have to have an outlet, because once the body is aroused, there has to be a way to get it back to balance. And if you're single, masturbation is that safe outlet within the privacy of your home for you to massage your genitals, to release, so you can get onto your work without having sex or arousal on your mind all day. And if you're a married man and you get up, or a married woman, and you're aroused, and for God forbid if your husband or wife said, no baby, no baby, you better find a way to self-soothe. So you're not going out there, and if a woman or a man just need to...
Yeah, and you're like,
right, because you have not released your body back to balance in order to resist the temptation.
So there we have it. Interesting, right? What an interesting thing. I hope you loved it. I hope you learned something. Share your views.
Share your views. Hit us up. Let us know what's going on. Until next month. So, hey, subscribe to the newsletter. Get your friends to subscribe and look out for the next issue, because this one is the August issue, and then right after that we have the September, August, November, and December issue every month.
And trust me, you'll be very interested and aroused to hear what they have going on.
Shalom, my glass houses.